What's going on, Cancer? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be a reading for career, money, and purpose in life from now until the end of August 2023. So in this reading, Cancer, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy, some things you do not see coming, and also get some advice from your angels and spirit guides and so much more when it comes to your career, money, and purpose in life situation from now to the end of August 2023. So before we begin this reading, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, and I really do appreciate you in advance, Cancer, for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you are a new viewer for returning for future updates, I should say. So with that being said, let's go ahead and pull the energy for you and see what wants to come through for your career, money, and purpose in life situation from now to the end of August, Cancer. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Cancer. See what we got going on here for you, Cancer. Ooh, yeah. Interesting. Some of you right off the bat, there's some sort of challenge for a lot of you right off the bat between someone in a position of power and someone who's not, so like a boss and a employee. So whether if you run a business, this could be someone who like does something for you, or if you're an employee, this could be you having an issue with your boss, is the first thing that you're going to be working through for many of you here until the end of August. So just be aware of that, but hold on. There's so much coming through, but before we get into the tarot, let's start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards for you, and this is going to be the energy that if you embody from now to the end of August, it will get you far with career, money, and purpose in life. So the first energy you're meant to embody here, Cancer, is Law 1, never outshine the master. And it's funny that right off the bat, there's some sort of issue with those who are maybe a boss versus someone who's just trying to rise up, or someone who works for another person. In the overall general energy, I see a clear imbalance of power that you're going to be working through. So some of you are going to be on one side of the coin as the employer, some of you on the other side of the coin are just a business partner issue. And never outshine the master, Cancer here. The idea is that is to always make those above you feel comfortably superior in some sort of way, okay? Like show others how brilliant you are, or not how brilliant you are, how brilliant they are, right? Make sure that you don't get in the way of someone else's shine and you really help someone else shine. That's the advice for you here, because I do see there being a situation where you may be tempted to use overt force against someone who you feel is being very foolish towards you. You could feel that there's someone who's not acknowledging your potential, or someone could feel that you're not acknowledging their skills in some sort of way. So never outshine the master is the first one here, Cancer, okay? So don't make a display of your own talent. Make sure that you really bring others to the limelight, and I think that will help you. So get out of your own way. Now you also have Law 47, learn when to stop, okay? And this is really do not go past the mark that you initially aimed, okay? Because there is some sort of foolish action that you may take if you get greedy here. There's also something, there's something about not knowing when to stop. It's going to be easy for you to, I don't want to say cut some corners, but I just get like there's some sort of action that a lot of you, no matter what career, money, or life purpose situation you're going to take, make sure you really know when to get out of the game, because those who leave something when they're on top or those who close a door when it's a goal that they actually aimed for and then they know how to stop, they're remembered forever. Like legends never die here, Cancer, with learn when to stop, right? Your exit is more important than your entrance from a certain degree. And learning when to stop doesn't mean that you stop doing what you're doing. It just means maybe you stop expanding. Maybe you know, for a lot of you, I do get that there is some sort of successful system that you have in place. And at least from now to the end of August, for some reason, Spirit is saying do not go too far past the aim that you've set yourself. So if you're reaching your goals, I wouldn't extend too far past that for some sort of reason, maybe unknowing to you. But this is really, learn when to stop, retire when you're the champion. Abdul Nurmagomedov, my son's on top, that's when I take off. All your bullshit I shake off. Okay. So learn when to stop. You may be pushing it too far, you're a lot of people embarrass themselves who overextend their stay. Just like if someone was coming over to your house, like if they, if they're not invited and they overextend their stay, then it's weird. So there could be something about that. In your career sense, though, you also have Law 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life here. And there is something about a potential danger of your own reputation coming under attack here. I don't want to be weird like that, or make sure that you really pay attention to what your reputation is, because there is something about your reputation catching up to you from now to the end of August, not in a good way though. And I feel like this, there could be some sort of emotional outlash, or there could be some sort of thing that really happens that triggers you in your career from now to the end of August. And Spirit is really saying learn when to stop. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. There really could be some sort of thing that you want to do to retaliate, some sort of thing you want to say to a coworker, an employer, an employee, a business partner, something that really would be counterproductive in the long run, right? So make sure you learn to bite your tongue here. I'm just getting that. It's very important for you. And there's also the ability to intimidate with your own spotless reputation here, Cancer. Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Through it alone, you can intimidate and win, but once it slips, you become a little bit vulnerable from attacks on all sides. So there is a danger of that. There could be something here about, there is something about someone watching someone very closely, and some of you could feel in some sort of way that your privacy is violated. This is what I'm actually getting very strongly, Cancer, from now to the end of August for many of you. There's something here about an unfair way that you are being either supervised, or there's some sort of weird, I'm getting I don't want to scare you with spy energy, but some of you are going to feel like the way in which that you're being mistreated is from someone using information against you that maybe you thought would never come out. There's something about using information against you. Roles can be reversed, but that's what I sense here. So you may feel very justified in your outlash against someone, especially if you feel mistreated. But what I would say to that is be careful, because, reputation is a real thing. If you get fired from some sort of job here, or if you fire someone and it's the way in which you do it. It's not what you do, it's how you do it, right? And that's coming through here, because there is a danger of you can do anything you want, just make sure you do it the right way, if that makes any sense. So to get to the tarot, your opportunity, Cancer, is the Queen of Pentacles here. I really feel like this is to be grounded in the physical world, taking stock of the physical instead of getting emotional. I really feel like it's to remain practical as your opportunity, because once again, I feel there's an intense conflict in your career. It's going to manifest in different ways, but there is a very intense conflict. I'm getting over money. This could be issues of I deserve to be paid more, and you're not getting paid that way, or an employee says I need to be paid more, a business partner wants 50-50, there's something about an imbalance of money here. So the opportunity is to not get swept away in your emotions and do something that would be counterproductive in the long run. Keep your reputation spotless, and maybe never outshine the master even when you want to, even when you feel justified, because from now to the end of August, it seems to be counterproductive for you. Your challenge is the Fool. And the first thing came to my mind is, instead of this being a challenge for you to move in a new direction, I'm getting foolish behavior. I don't know why it's coming through it as that. So make sure this isn't you. I do feel like some of you could even be strategically being baited into acting foolishly. for most of you, it's not that. It's like someone is acting foolish around you, that once again, it causes anger, it causes a lot of mistrust. Something is damaged here in some sort of way. By the end of August, you could feel like your career is damaged here in some sort of way. I'll show you why in a second, but your challenge is the Fool. Now, for some of you, we're going to have to see when we clarify, but there could be a challenge to move in a completely new direction as a result of all of these games that are being played around you, or as a result of the discomfort or disharmony, because I just sense disharmony no matter how you cut it between individuals. Now, the reason I'm saying that all of this, Cancer, is because when it comes to your overall general energy for your career, money, and life purpose situation, there's an energy here of potentially another person holding someone back. You have the Five of Swords, you have the Page of Pentacles, and you have the King of Pentacles. The first way I read this is a dispute between a higher up and someone who's not as higher up, especially because you have never outshined the Master as your advice. You need to remember that. So the Five of Swords is very destructive behavior. It's like it's like a primal conflict of almost like really damaging someone, like stealing, raping. Like it can be very nasty. The Five of Swords is it's a malicious intent. It's a very negative intent that someone may have towards another person. The Page of Pentacles is usually someone just getting started out in their career. The King of Pentacles here is someone who has already made it to the top. So there could be a conflict around that between interpersonal relationships. Now, for some of you, this could be happening internally. There could be a real split between the part of you that is a dirty worker getting going and a part of you that has already made it to the top. There could be some sort of need to get back to an original state of mind. I do feel that for a lot of you who have already made it to a position you feel proud of, there is something about returning to, why did I start this in the first place? A lot of you, once again, your reputation is starting to catch up to you. If some of you do anything that may be perceived as like a sleight of hand, there could be something about your reputation coming to bite you, and when it all starts coming to head and you start to stress out about your reputation taking hits, maybe you just need to be like, okay, let's go back to perfect service, like best practices, there's something about returning to zero, because once again, your challenge is the Fool. It's either that you're witnessing extremely foolish behavior on the behalf of someone around you, or on the behalf of your internal process that bothers you, that causes you to lash out, or for many of you, it's what I was previously saying, instead of having it to do with other people, you need to get back to why you first started instead of doing things some of you have slipped into, I don't know, we're gonna have to see what it is. When it comes to, now, this is real tough. I mean, when it comes to what you don't see coming, you have the King of Swords, you have the Five of Cups, and you also have the Tower here. No matter how you cut it, there's gonna be a lot of pain and almost detachedness that really causes a deep change in your life, a foundation to be blown up. Once again, you could feel like someone really doesn't care about you. The King of Swords is usually someone who's very cold, not emotional. And then there's someone over here who's extremely emotional. The Five of Swords here. So there could be really some sort of cold, cruel behavior in some sort of way in what you don't see coming that leads to a Tower moment, is what I pick up on right off the bat. And so there is a need here to really, I don't know, a lot of you here, once again, the King of Swords to the Five of Cups here, some sort of person in a position of power, maybe abusing their power. Make sure it's not you, because it can be very subtle, So I don't know. I mean, no matter what here, Cancer, there's definitely some sort of, in your, what you don't see coming, you have the Tower, and in your challenge, you have the Fool. So something is completely going away and being reborn here. So it's a bit of a painful process in your career. So just remember to remain vigilant with that Queen of Pentacles and your opportunity. Let's keep going. When it comes to your advice from Spirit, I mean, you have the Empress, you have the Nine of Swords, and you also have the Six of Pentacles here, Cancer. So when it comes to your advice from Spirit here, once again, Spirit is letting you know that there is a complete imbalance of power around you right now. And some of you, if this is not to do with another person, if this is not to do with a battle between two individuals, then this is some sort of pattern that you've gotten into of maybe abusing your own power, or maybe doing something that is counterproductive in the long run in the sake of short-term immediate gain, is what I'm sensing. The advice is always remain abundant. You have that Empress card here. the Nine of Swords, and also the Six of Pentacles. Now, there is something here about using your pain in order to advance you forward very strongly, because when it comes to what you don't see coming, this is a lot of pain, right? And like, I really feel like what Spirit is saying here, the Empress is the card of abundance, right? The Nine of Swords is the card of stress. And I feel like there's something about using that stress of the situation to really propel you forward in a practical way. Once again, the opportunity is the Queen of Pentacles. There is going to be an opportunity for, and you know, I'm sorry for like not emphasizing this because I'm always like looking at the nitty gritty, but there is going to be an opportunity to make a lot of money here. Like, your advice is the Six of Pentacles, give in exchange, be of service to other people. The opportunity is the Queen of Pentacles. The advice is the Six of Pentacles. Continue to be of service here no matter what's going on. For a lot of you, you're turning your deep feeling of abuse into a position of power. For those of you that feel disenfranchised, for those of you that feel like there is a big lack of power, well, maybe you're meant to rise up in the world to balance that out, you know? I really feel like one of the reasons from a spiritual perspective about why I am like blessed to be sharing knowledge to so many great people out there is because the universe knew that, like, if we really like let the autistic mystic shine, he's going to bring justice, peace, harmony, and goodness to the world. So make sure you're creating win-win scenarios, and there really is a danger here of you falling into potential, you know, once again, negative emotions, instead of channeling it and using alchemy to turn salt into sugar, to make the best out of the worst, and to never allow external circumstances to govern your inner state. You know, there really is something here about be the change you wish to see in the world, is what I would say here, Cancer. So good stuff overall, but I feel like there's going to be a hard time for you to channel this energy properly. So the way that would look is like, instead of focusing all your anger on the individual, like, don't shoot the messenger. You know, a lot of times the external things that happen outside of us are reflections of our own inner world, because as within, so without, as above, so below. You can't remove those. Law of attraction, law of mirroring. So I do feel like there's something here that's going to test you, perhaps, wherein you're meant to use your anger and channel it not against someone, but not channel into what am I against, what do I hate, how am I going to ruin this person, but how am I going to build myself up? How am I going to, because that's what I've done. I mean, my whole career is really fueled by having a chip on my shoulder, you know, so I can feel those Cancerian emotions, you know, because like my whole life I was told that I was like stupid because I wasn't able to perform well in school. I was thinking I was stupid. Now I have a chip on my shoulder knowing that I'm meant to bring a different type of energy to the world, right? So there is something here about having you're going to have a chip on your shoulder. Chip on your shoulder with a clip-on holster, a grip, a folder, and okay, no. Let's keep going. Let's go ahead and see why the Queen of Pentacles is here as your opportunity. Cancer. Why is the Queen of Pentacles your opportunity? Queen of Swords. Yeah, remaining logical, remaining objective, remaining in your mind rather than your emotions. Queen of Pentacles is clarified. Well, probably has to do with emotions. You have three queens in your, you literally have three queens in your opportunity. So there could be an opportunity to really, once again, reputation. Other people are involved. Very careful how you treat other people until the end of August. Okay. Okay, am I really going to make this joke? I think I have to right now. I'm sorry. Okay, it's either, because so many of you are happy I went away from this. It's either that, I've never seen anything like this. In your opportunity, you literally have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the three girls, the three of Cups here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 women. There only needs to be 4 more in order for my dream of 10 wives to happen. So maybe, I don't know, and your opportunity is to become one of the mystic groupies or something. And that was a joke from last reading that I made this joke about having like polyamorous things, and it just popped in my head because I was getting away from that. Now it's come back. But for you, in your opportunity, I do feel like it's to rise above emotional games, because the Three of Cups here, there's so many people on these energies. So in your opportunity is to clearly work with people, never outshine the master. So much depends on reputation. Learn when to stop. You know, there really could be this feeling of people turning against you. Once again, And I really just feel like the Queen of Swords is pointing at the Queen of Cups and the Three of Cups. I feel like your emotions are either going to propel you forward or ruin you. And I feel like all the motivation that you need to improve your career, money, life purpose situation, all of the motivation, all the drive is going to come through stimulus with other people. That's your opportunity to use it. So what I would say is this. Just because I'm saying don't get emotional, that doesn't mean don't face reality. The Queen of Swords faces reality here. And with this whole situation that I've been talking about, Cancer, I feel like there's something going on where you're meant to like emote the feeling that you're getting that other people are causing you, that you're causing other people, and do something with that instead of turning away and hermiting, right? Because in your advice from Spirit, this is what it's saying. Some of you are going to feel so hurt by this situation. It could even be something that you're witnessing, by the way. Some of you may be working in a company, or some of you may be working people. You're not the literal one who's experiencing, but you're still witnessing the dynamic in your company or something in your organization, and something how that affects your consciousness and the whole group organization. And there's something here about not just being destroyed by this, not just turning away, not just putting your head in the sand, but really feeling it. Like let the emotions hurt you, so that then you can really turn it into an advantage for you. Because at the end of the day, energy is energy. When you have some sort of crisis situation, here, if you label it as bad, you can only get a bad result. That's energy. That's physics. If you are careful and don't label it and just feel it as a sensation before you call it bad, all you have is a jolt of energy in your body that then is at your disposal to create change in your life. Because clearly your challenge is the Fool. There is change coming in. So, this is a very interesting reading, right? But let's see why the Fool is in your challenge. Why is the Fool in your challenge, Cancer? The Fool in your challenge is clarified with the Knight of Cups, the Page of Swords, and also the Sun here. Yeah, this is getting information coming to light about some sort of emotional thing here. Your challenge is all about information being out in the open in some sort of way. The Sun is all about illumination. Could be even with your ego. Once again, the Sun represents identity. That could be related to this card of so much depends on reputation. Your challenge is people getting information on you, you have information on other people, or you're witnessing this whole dynamic play out somehow when it comes to your career, money, and life purpose. You're witnessing it or you're involved in it. Information comes to light that maybe there was a trust that was broken perhaps here. Now, on the other hand, I really feel like whatever is coming to an end for you, because you have the Tower, this Five of Swords, Nine of Swords in your advice, like whatever is coming to an end for you, whatever, because the Fool is all about starting from ground zero, starting something new. You're really meant to learn perhaps from a mistake and implement, like what did you learn from this experience? Your challenge is, once again, you see how the Page of Swords is looking at the emotion? Don't get blinded by your emotions. Once again, the first thing I sense is emotional reactivity, you being so upset that you're not going to learn the lesson that was really meant to be learned here. And see how the Page of Swords is actually like using the light of the Sun to illuminate this Knight of Cups. And I feel like there can be really a positive emotional experience that you take out of this whole situation. But in order to do that, you're going to have to first never outshine the Master. Second, learn when to stop. And then 5, so much depends on reputation, guard it with your life. You can implement this and take everything into consideration. I think you'll have a great August. But it's interesting. Let me know how this manifests in the comments below of this video. But with that being said, I'm going to conclude it. Talk to you next time.